We can easily calculate the discounting factor using a simple calculator or calculator in your desktop or laptop. So suppose the discounting factor is 10%. So we can say it 0.1. If discounting factor is 5%, then you have to know that this is equal to 0.05. If discounting factor is 15%, then it is equal to 0.15. As per the formula, we have to use 1 plus r. So the discounting factor in the formula will be denominator of the denominator of the formula will be 1.15 if the discounting factor is 15%. If the discounting factor is 5%, the denominator of the formula will be 1.05, means the discounting factor is 5%. Now how we will calculate? The formula said that 1 divided by 1 plus r to the power n. So if it is for 5 year, suppose it is for 5 year, and the percentage discounting factor is a percentage is 6%. So the calculation will be 1 divided by 1.06 is equal to 1. So we have to calculate for 6 years. So 1 year, after 1 year, this is the discounting factor. Price is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So after 6 years, the discounting factor will be 0.074 at the rate of 6%. Let's solve one illustration to understand the calculation of dismantling cost that will form the part of cost of asset of the property, part of the cost of asset. Means asset include its cost to bring the asset into a present condition, working condition, and also the dismantling cost. So here we are intended to calculate the dismantling cost. So here is the question: if an oil ring was built in the sea, the cost to be capitalized is likely to include the cost of constructing the asset. So one cost is construction cost. So cost of constructing the asset, and another cost is the present value of the cost of dismantling. So another cost is dismantling cost, but present value. What is the cost of asset is 10 million, and what is the cost of dismantling? It is 4 million. But this 4 million, the expense will come after 20 years. Then that means we have to calculate the present value of this cost. So the cost 4 million is this $4 million is after 20 years. So what will be the price at present? For that we have to calculate the factor, present value factor. The rate of the present value factor is 5%. So we have to use the formula 1 by 1 plus 5 to the power 20. I already discussed that how you can use your calculator to calculate this figure, and once you will get this figure, you have to multiply the same with 4 million, and you will get the value. You will get the value that you have to add in the cost of the property, or here you can say cost of the plant. As per the question, the dismantling expense is 4 million, and the expense will be payable after 20 years. So the present cost of this 4 million as per the formula will be this price. Now the total value of the asset will be 10 million, that is the construction, plus this dismantling, present value of dismantling cost. This is the total 11,507,000. 11,507,585 is the cost of the asset. That cost of the asset will be depreciated in 20 years, because the life of the asset is 20 years. So if we will use the straight line method, then we have to divide the cost of the asset by 20 directly. If we would have some residual value, then we have to deduct the residual value. Here we are assuming that there is no residual value, so directly divide the cost of asset by 20 and you will get this amount of depreciation every year. Now one thing is here too important, that each year this liability of dismantling, the present value of liability will increase by 5%, because we have discounted by 5%. So the 5% of this amount, 5% of this amount after 1 year, if you will calculate the 5%, it will be in $75,378. So this is the increase. This is the increase in the value of dismantling liability. The total liability, this is the total liability at the end of the year. The increase of this liability will be transferred in the statement of profit and loss account. This increase will not increase the value of asset.